Are we good?
Good.
Where am I looking?
Good.
I'm squinting. Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Guys, I did a 72-hour fast. First one ever. First fast ever. Have you ever fasted 72 hours?
I have not fasted 72 hours.
Ever in your life?
Ever.
I actually have fasted 72 hours in some way, shape, or form in the military, but it was not it's not conducive to health or anything like that. Anyways, I'm not going to get into the science. There is a ton of freaking science out there, and if you want to look it up, go look it up. There's doctors and people talking about it. I'm not going to talk about that. There is like benefits of cancer and metabolism and digestive health and reproductive cellular regeneration and growth for your body. I am, believe it or not, I am an inner fat kid. I freaking like to eat. Maybe it's the Greek in me. I don't know, but like Mario can tell you, my wife can tell you, I get hangry, bro. And like when I'm not eating, if it's time to eat and I haven't eaten, I'm not a nice person. And I didn't like that. And a friend of mine did a fast, a 72-hour fast. And actually Johnny did a 72-hour fast, like hardcore one. And, I was like, dude, if they can do it, then I can do it. It's not a big deal. And one of the things that really clued me in on to do a 72-hour fast is he was the same way. He was like, dude, I get hangry and I feel like it just owns me. Like it just owns me. And I don't want to be owned by a thing, right? And so that I was like, oh crap, man. Like I let food and my macros and my eating schedule kind of dictate. You know what I'm saying? Like dictate my mood and my like how I act. At the end of the day, and something my wife said, on the second day I was starving. It was nighttime too, so it's like the sun had gone down. The sun goes down early now, and I was getting the munchies, bro. I was like ready for that protein cookie, some like fat-free Ready Whip. Have you had one of those yet?
A protein cookie with Ready Whip?
Yeah.
Which from
the
where?
Glam one, the Glam cookies from Jersey.
No.
Bro, you're missing out.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
They're protein cookies though.
They're protein cookies, yeah. But they're like the big ones are like this big around and they're like that thick.
Jesus.
Oh, dude, like ridiculous. And go look up Proto Glam cookies out of Jersey. And your mind's gonna be blown. Anyways, so I was like really in the mood. I was like, this is time. And my wife was like, babe, it's just a sensation. And it was like, it kind of hit me. I'm like, you're right. There's so many things that we have that are literally just sensations. And somebody's going to be like, that's so stupid. It's a sensation. It's your body telling you that you need food. Yes, I get that my body's that's the point of the sensation. But the reality is you're not going to die. Like you're not going to die. Missing a cookie or missing a meal, you're not going to die. And I think that's one of the reasons why people quit hard things. They quit, they quit challenges. They quit ice baths, or they don't do them in the first place, is because, are you and I talking about this?
It seems like we talk about all the time. It's like temporary feelings.
Right. It's like temporary feeling. You get this sensation, something's hard, something's uncomfortable, and you immediately throw in the towel instead of transcending to the other side of that. And this was a larger conversation of during this fasting process. And a lot of religious organizations or sects, if you will, have done fasting for a long time. Either they'll give up a certain thing or they'll fast, for a certain amount of time to gain clarity. And that's really what, for me, was the biggest thing. Was I got clarity on a couple different things. First day, I preloaded, so I had some like dirty Chinese the night before New Year's Day. And I weighed in before I went to bed. I weighed in at 220. So I was 220 the night before. I was 220 the night before. And then I had that dirty Chinese. And then I went into a 72-hour fast. The first day was not that bad. Realistically, it was not that bad. I had BPN electrolytes is what I drank in my water. And then I just kind of went from there. I did do, which is not traditional, I did do bone broth because I read a lot of stuff talking about muscle wasting, etc. I talked to a bunch of people that fast, and they were like, essentially you're splitting hairs in the science. It's like some people say no, it would break your fast. You're not going to get into apotrophy or something like that. Not apotrophy, some sort of apotrophy or something like that, where you're basically defeating cancer cells and actually part of the fast. Anyways, but he said reality is the studies that show out there, and he's like, it's not actually anything that you digest. You're just gonna like pee it out essentially. So you're splitting hairs. But so we did bone broth. I did 2 cups of bone broth a day. Second night I was pretty hungry. And then third day I was hungry, but I was like, pretty good. But the reality was how much energy I did have. Like I still lifted, had an amazing weightlifting session. I did jiu-jitsu. One thing I didn't go crazy at jiu-jitsu. I just kind of used my technique. I didn't explode a bunch. I didn't act like, I didn't like go out there trying to kill people. I just, did my jiu-jitsu, didn't go super crazy. I probably burned like 600 calories in one session. But I felt fine, felt totally energetic, clear-headed. And the biggest thing that going into 2024 was it gave me an immense amount of clarity into what I needed to do and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve this year. And I was already thinking, I already had that planned out before, but it wasn't just what to do, but it was also how to do it and what was really important to me. And my wife, even on the third day, gained some clarity on some things that she had been holding back. And Allie had not wanted to do it. She was like, fasting is stupid. I don't want to do that. You know how hard I've worked for my muscle and et cetera. So she had some hangups with doing it as well. And as soon as we did it, it was like, as soon as she went through it, she was like, oh, wow, this is, one, not that hard, which is with most things. I would say most things that people are scared of. Doing hard things, they realize, oh, wow, I'm actually capable of doing a lot more. And you guys know I've done a lot of shit in my life, but for some reason the food was like, I don't ever want to go hungry again. I'm not going to do it. Which just, was a limiting belief on myself of what I was capable of doing. And anyways, it was just amazing the amount of energy and clarity that I gained from that fast and with her. And we had some really beautiful conversations about everything that we had done in 2023, I wish that I could impart you on how hard some of those chapters of 2023 were, with the moves that we made in real estate, the moves that we built with generational wealth, the things that we did in business that built wealth for us and that grew the businesses, freaking tenfold on all of my businesses. It was very, very difficult. And that 72-hour fast was just like a condensed microcosm of that, to think about those things and to show you on how something that's very difficult, even down to a 3-minute ice bath in 30-something degree water, it's the same kind of concept. But the benefits that you get from doing these hard things, from doing these challenges, is tenfold. And I just wish that I could impart that if you just sticked it out, if you just hang on, what the benefit for your life will be. And I'm not even talking about the fast at this point. I'm talking about all the different things that you have in your life, and from buying real estate to a product to starting your own business, writing a book, whatever it is that you have on your head, right? Whatever you have, the objective that you have, the fear that you have, whatever that thing is that you want to do, but you hesitate and you don't do it or you start and then you throw in the towel. And we've talked a lot about quitting on this channel a lot before. I just wish that I could give you a taste of what the success is on the back end of that, by doing that hard thing and transcending it and making it through the other side, because it's so sweet. And I had to do that to myself in my life multiple times in 2023. And each one of those was a stepping stone to the next thing. And I will say that 2023, like every year has been better for me because of this, but 2023 put me on a whole entire different level. It completely changed everything for my life. And man, it was fucking tough. and I wanted to quit, and I got emotional, and I wanted to throw in the towel multiple times. A couple times I kind of did throw in the towel, and then next day I talked to somebody and they said get back in there and figure it out. But I got denied for mortgages, I got denied for products, I got denied for loans, I got denied for credit, because of X, Y, and Z. And I just kept at it, and I got approved. And next thing you know, I'm moving and shaking, I'm doing all these different things. And that's all I want for you guys. I want you guys to see how pushing the needle, really, really leaning into some hard shit, right, will exponentially change your life. But you have to be able to transcend the hardship. You have to be able to transcend the uncomfortable. And maybe it starts with a 72-hour fast. I don't know. Maybe it starts with just a 72-hour fast. Like, you know what, I'm gonna and message me. But and if you need advice or ask somebody who's done it. But really, it's have a meal the night before, and then drink your electrolytes so you don't have some sort of weird issue. You don't crash and burn out, but because you're going to get dehydrated if you don't. Drink a bunch of water, have your electrolytes, have some bone broth, and make it to the dinner on the third night. Honestly, that night we had dinner. I could have lasted a whole nother morning. I really could have. I could have had another cup of bone broth and drank some water and went to bed and wake up and had a nice breakfast. And I probably will do that next time. Probably do something like 80 something hours because I'll do the night, I'll transcend that night as well. But this is something that I'll probably start doing once a quarter, and not necessarily for the health benefits, even though that's a Benny. But honestly, it's to give my digestive system a rest and really just gain that clarity. Or anytime that I think that I'm stuck on something, I'll fast and pray and kind of become, meditate and become one with myself and utilize that time to gain clarity on the next moves. And maybe it's something I do once a quarter, but something that I personally was always very hesitant, always very fearful of, and I leaned into it and did it. So that's what happened on mine, man. Go give it a shot. If you've ever done a fast and you've got like a ton of information, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experience. And then if you want advice, message me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Well, Instagram is probably the easiest. And then we'll talk about it. Anyways, you guys know the deal. We never quit. We never fucking surrender. And we always keep moving forward. Thanks. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.